Thanks, Ivan. Good evening, I'm Nelson Liu and welcome to Western Perspective. Tonight, Channel 7 has been an iconic part of Western Australian television history for over 50 years. Its studios in Dianella have been instrumental, helping usher in broadcasting into WA since 1959. But the studios have now made way for residential housing, following the station's move to its brand new Osborne Park studios at the West Australian Newspapers Publishing House. Channel 7 has always been a large part of Perth's community throughout its time in Dianella, interacting with West Australians outside of broadcasting. We take a look down memory lane and see how the station's history continues to live on in the community through the Seven Hills housing development. This has been Channel 7's home in Perth for 56 years. But it's now being cleared to make way for housing.
Television is changing a lot, so that to have a better understanding of television and press, they decided to really relocate the 7 studios to Osborne Park.
It's not just any housing development though. It's called Seven Hills, and it plans to keep the station's ties to the community it's been a part of alive by making it a part of the development.
I think it had a lot of effect. It certainly helped us with our television ratings because everyone thought that they had their TV set almost on Channel 7 all the time and then only switched over to look at the cricket or something rather like that.
Richard Ashton was Channel 7's first studio cameraman when it opened in 1959. He says the station was a strong part of Perth's local community, which was founding station manager Jim Crothers' main focus alongside broadcasting.
He said you had to have a TV licence, you had to be answerable to your community. It was a community project, and if you didn't do that properly, then you didn't need a licence.
It's resulted in a range of community initiatives and events, none bigger than telethon.
Well, the community used to come down in their hordes. Everyone used to say, why are we letting all these people come in and with ice cream, squashing, making the studio dirty and everything? And we said, well, that's part of it, you know.
And that history and sense of community has been Seven Hills' biggest draw card alongside location. Satterley Property Group Chief Executive Nigel Satterley says Seven's broadcast history will be acknowledged with iconic parts of the studio in the community's master plan, including cameras and the news desk to street signs.
Of course, 7 would like to keep the heritage, like broadcast street, network street, television street, 7 Street, just to keep the history.
And it'll look like this, with parks, bushland and public artworks. 18 blocks are available in stage 1 of the sale, with 110 available altogether, ranging from around 350 to 400 square metres, priced from $338,000. So far, 12 have been sold, with buyers spending between $850,000 and $1.2 million for house and land packages. The land plots have generated a lot of interest.
We've got, I think we'll end up with about 20 display homes from the top builders. Out of the first release, we've sold about 12 blocks, so and a lot more, working with a lot more people on the balance of the lots.
But Channel 7 isn't the only one leaving Dianella. Channel 9 across the street will also be moving to Perth CBD next year, with plans to also develop housing on its land. Channel 10 is currently considering vacating its home on Cottonwood Crescent. But wherever Channel 7 moves, its connection to the local community won't be forgotten.
7, being the first television and being really in the community for a long, long time, have done a good job. This is a wonderful brand. Everyone in Perth thinks they own Channel 7, Christmas pageant, telethon, all the wonderful things they've done.
That's all the time we have for tonight. Next week, we examine WA's escalating rate of Indigenous incarcerations. Until then, good night.